Have you ever struggled with losing control? And when I say losing control, I mean having no control over the outcome of whatever it is that you're working toward. I I like to think that I'm not a control freak, but there are moments in life when I really kind of get humbled and make me realize that, I really don't have control over everything, over my life, over what happens. But what I do have control over is how I respond to a situation. Earlier this week, I've had a lot go wrong. Um, my laptop, the Wi-Fi connection has just been spotty, and I've had issues with it connecting or even finding a Wi-Fi router at all. And it's led to a lot of tech issues when recording my podcasts and in just being able to get online and meet people and all sorts of things. And so I finally given up with that and just am going to send that in for repair. And at the same time, my cell phone got dropped by my daughter, and it started out as a crack, and then it turned into a bright white line across the screen. And at which point I decided that, okay, I probably need to get this replaced. And then it's proceeded to completely blank out. And so I have about an inch of space on my screen where I can actually see what's happening. And the rest of it is bright white. And when I went to get a replacement, the replacement arrived very quickly, but it wouldn't turn on. And so I went through the whole process of trying to get it returned, and the people at Google and the device protection company, just it's just been a mess. And so I don't know when I'm going to get a new phone. I think it's probably going to be at least a week from now. I'm not going to have my laptop next week. And on top of that, my AC is out at my house. And so it's just been one thing after another. And it has really put a lot of stress. It has really put a lot of stress on me. And just as I've been recording this, I got a notification that my Wi-Fi connection is unstable. So we'll see if I'll be able to finish this. But what a lot of this has really kind of taught me is just I don't have control over the outcome. I can't be constantly pushing forward. I know a big life lesson, we'll say, that it's come up for me is that I can't just keep pushing. I can't keep forcing an outcome. Um, and that I do also need to take the time to slow down. Even though this is all stuff that I've been very passionate about, very excited about, I also haven't been giving myself the time to relax, to really just settle. I think all my life I've struggled with really knowing how to relax. I recall my 30th birthday celebration. We went to Puerto Rico, my husband and I, and we were at a resort, and I was kind of out in the middle of nowhere, which was beautiful. And so the first day that we were there, the first full day, I decided that we are just going to spend the day at the resort and, try to relax, go to the pool, enjoy the beach and whatnot. And I just got so bored. I was like, I don't even know how to just sit here and just be. And I think a lot has changed since then. And I have appreciated just taking time to just sit, relax, enjoy. And I think that has been helpful. I still struggle with it, obviously, especially when I have things that I'm excited about or goals that I'm working toward. But I also know that I can't I can't force my way through everything. Um, I think a lot of the times I will kind of push and kind of claw my way through difficult scenarios without giving myself the proper rest or the proper space to just feel whatever it is that I'm going through. And earlier today, or really the last couple of days, I've been feeling very overwhelmed with everything, like the logistics of trying to get all these devices shipped out and repaired and whatnot. And then also trying to figure out, okay, when am I going to have time to get my podcast episodes recorded and edited and everything so that they stick to the schedule. And I have, my big project that I'm working on for my business that is I'm getting ready to launch soon. And I just I I've been working a lot on all of this, and it has kind of led to me having a shorter fuse for a lot of things, and not a lot of patience for other things that may go wrong or have issues with. And having two young ones to look after, that also doesn't help because they're constantly pushing my buttons, which no fault of their own. I mean, they're kids, but it's definitely taken a toll on my own mental health and my emotional health. And so it was really interesting. I think haven't been giving myself the space, and I think I finally was able to do that today. I went to the gym, and I was like, I'm just gonna try to let out whatever steam needs to get out. And I ended up crying on a bike in the middle of the gym because of whatever songs came on Spotify. And it just was finally able to let go of a lot of the feelings that I was holding on to, which was, I think fear was the biggest one. I had recognized a while ago that, I was struggling with letting go of control. And I finally came to the conclusion that, all these challenges that were coming my way were really just a test in a sense from the universe that I don't have control over everything. I can't control the outcome of everything, and I am kind of blocking myself in a sense too of allowing whatever is meant for me to come my way. And it was pretty humbling, to be honest. I think I had grown up with a mentality that you work hard enough, you can get whatever it is that you want. And um, if anyone recalls the episode with Vika Bradford, she's the karmic astrologer. She really kind of opened my eyes to the Capricorn rising part of me that is very much focused on work hard and see the rewards that way. And um, really just recognizing the burnout that comes along with that too, when you don't give yourself the break or the rest that you need. um, and then on top of that, the conversation that I had with Stephanie, where you, you have to allow your nervous system to be ready and open to receive whatever it is that's coming your way. And so I'm going to stay on the optimistic side of things, and say that this is just the universe giving me the break that I was not allowing myself to have. And just giving me that time to feel into that fear of failure, the fear of me not being able to do what it is that I want to do, the fear of judgment in a sense too. I think I've mostly gotten over that, but the fear is definitely part of what was driving a lot of that need for control, that need for working hard, the need for making things perfect in order to pursue this big dream of mine. And I know that that's not healthy. That's not going to help. That's not going to allow the universe to bring in whatever it is that is meant for me. Um, I think there was a lot of frustration too with just working so hard over the last couple of years to try to make this coaching business successful. And um, I think I've worked on, what the definition of success meant for me, but it's also been a challenge, just letting go and letting whatever happen. And so in some ways I'm thankful. No, I should say I am thankful, I guess. Um, I'm thankful for the break. I'm thankful for just being able to recalibrate and giving myself the space to do that. Because we all need to take that time and space to really feel into everything that we're feeling and releasing that too. Nothing's meant to stay stagnant. Nothing's meant to be held on to, especially when it comes to emotions, energy in motion. If anyone hasn't heard that phrase before, but just allowing it to move rather than stay stuck behind the fear. So, sobbing alone on a bike in the middle of the gym is not exactly the way that I probably would have liked that to happen, but it happened and I felt a lot better afterward. And I think just recognizing that I was holding on to that was helpful in and of itself, but actually feeling it and allowing myself to release it was what actually made me feel better. So, for anyone else who may be struggling with trying to control the outcome of something that they're manifesting, you got to let go of that control and figure out what's on the other side of that control, or what's driving that need to try to control the outcome. Because I think one of the biggest things that a lot of people may struggle with when it comes to manifesting things is allowing them to come in however they're supposed to come, rather than visualizing it one particular way and that being the only way. Because then you just limit the possibilities. So, if there is anything that you're trying to manifest, see where you are with the control, and what you need to let go of. Obviously the control, but what's behind that? What is that driving force? And what are you not allowing yourself to feel? Because it's just armor. It's armor protecting us from what it is that we don't want to feel. I don't want to feel helpless. I don't want to feel rejected. I don't want to feel whatever. If there's anything else that you feel like you have struggled with when it comes to manifesting, I would love to hear what you have to say there too. So feel free to pop it in the comments. And if you enjoy this episode, please like, share, subscribe. It helps me out a lot as far as the reach goes. And so thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next week.